Good afternoon, Petro here again, and I'm at the very first Native American mounds that I came across. I'm here in Brentwood, and I did a video months and months ago about this mound here. This sent me on a journey of Native American history. All started with this mound here, and this beautiful landscape, this old school that's right here at the mound. And it sent me on quite a journey of actually coming up with a theory of Native Americans and the Cherokee, and possibly even the Egyptians and Jewish slaves coming to the Americas long time ago. And you know, it all started with if you look at the Cherokee oral traditions of history, they say they were ruled by the Mound people in the beginning, and the Mound people were actually the ones that built the mounds. And the Mound people, they said, were white and had blue eyes. They couldn't come out during the day, and they were from above. And then after the blue-eyed people ruled them, then it was the Anukatani. The Anukatani were another weird people that ruled over the Cherokee, and they were a completely different kind. And the Cherokee took them out like 300 years before Columbus came to the Americas. And you know, you could look at it as almost like the Mound people, white with blue eyes, maybe were Vikings. And then the Anukatani maybe were Egyptians, and maybe the Vikings told the Egyptians of that northern route and how to come here, and this is actually Egyptian. Now, the reason why I say that is because in East Tennessee, right where Oak Ridge, Tennessee is, if you know Oak Ridge was a secret city in the 1940s that was made. It wasn't a city before. It was made to build Little Boy and the other bomb, nuclear bomb used to drop on Japan in World War II. That was in the 40s. Now, in the 1930s, in the same town of Oak Ridge, they found a Native American site that mirrored an Egyptian temple. And the Smithsonian went in there. They even found a rock that had Hebrew written on it. And that's all been taken by the Smithsonian. And then the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers decided after they found this stuff, they were going to flood it. They were going to dam the rivers, and they were going to flood it. And right now it's underwater. Can never be looked at. Over a 10,000-year-old Native American site that mirrors an Egyptian temple. And so it seems like the Egyptians did come here way before. And no telling what these really are, because the Cherokee tradition, oral tradition of the history, says that they didn't make these. The mound builders made these way before them, and they just built and lived on top. And this was the very first one that I found here in Brentwood. An amazing piece of history, and it's amazing that it's still here, because there's all kinds of mounds throughout Tennessee. And here in Middle Tennessee, you have Percy Priest Lake, which is another one of these flooded areas where they flooded whole towns. And you wonder why they did that. And what an amazing spot. You know, there's actually a Lowe's they completely leveled some mounds just like this here in Nashville. They completely leveled the mounds and they put a Lowe's there. So there's all kinds of stuff that's out there that has been covered up. And that's what I've been learning through my studies, is that the Native Americans, it goes deep, and there's a lot of stuff that we have not been told. Now, the West Harpeth River is right over here on the other side of these trees, and the Native Americans always had their settlements right along these rivers, and there's so many of them throughout Tennessee, and there's so many mounds, Native American mounds, and here's history right here that we don't fully know, we don't fully grasp, or we aren't being told. We're being told something to steer us a different way. Now, when I was here last, it was winter, and everything's grown up now, and you see this old tree here and how beautiful it is with these thick vines growing around it, these choke vines. And actually up here on the mound, where just these group of trees are growing out. Now, I take it this is where they did a dig, because you can see they've dug into the mound here in this section right here. Pretty cool. I'll just sit here and chill for a bit. Okay, let's run down the Native American mound again. Wow! Whoa! Woo! Yeah! Okay, now I'm right on the other side. The mounds are right on the other side of the woods right here, just right through there. And this is the West Harpeth. And you can tell it's down really low right now, even though we've gotten some rain. Look how beautiful that scenery is. And I guarantee you there's some good arrowhead hunting if you were to walk through here. The mounds literally are right there. So the mounds are always by a water source. Doesn't even matter how big it is, really. See, this isn't too big, but that is just picturesque, beautiful right now. Right here on the other side of the mounds here in Brentwood. Amazing spot. If you just want to hike, they got these trails through here. You can ride your bike. Really beautiful. And I guarantee you there's some arrowheads in there. Okay, this mound right here, on this side of the school, the big mound's on the other side of the school. This was their fire pit mound, and they found all the stuff where this is where they would come and they had their big fire, was right here in this area. So not far from where, now you gotta understand, these mounds, they weren't just burial mounds. This is where they lived, and normally the biggest mound is where the priest or chief, lived on top, and all the other mounds, and a bunch of people could live on top of there. And all the other mounds were made for people to live on top of. And you got to understand, why were they building mounds like that to live on top of? To keep away from snakes, bugs, all that kind of stuff. Build it up high, keeps all the creepy crawlies away. And right here is where they would have had their fire. Pretty interesting, this old school here from the 1800s. These school kids went to school, and every day they got to play, because you got to understand there's probably kids playing around here that went to school all over these mounds. So really interesting history right here in Brentwood. And I love it. I love to hike around here. It's just really great. And it's great to learn. Really cool. I'm Pedro. That was that. Some more history, some more knowledge, some more learning, some more hiking, more Native American burial mounds. I'm out.